Genesis chapter 18. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. A little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, So do, as thou hast said. And Abram hastened into the tent unto Sarah, and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the earth. And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk, and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. The time of life. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. She was too old for all that foolishness. Too old to be gossiping. Too old to be getting dressed up. Too old to be doing all that. It said it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Too old to be all engaged in trinkets and all that kind of stuff. She was mature. She was a grown woman now. She wasn't running after them young girls. Now, therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, After I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And the Lord said unto Abraham, Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I of a surety bear a child, which I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed I will return unto thee, according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. He said, Is anything too hard for the Lord? Ain't nothing too hard for the Lord. There ain't nothing impossible for the Lord. He just said, the Lord said it. The Lord said, hey, ain't nothing I can't do. He got this. I got this. Don't worry about it. No matter how old you is, I got this. All right. And then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh. And then the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom. And Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Now see, that's key. The Lord had came unto Abraham and with 2 other men with him. Because it says, and the Lord appeared unto him into the plains of Mamre. So, and they were called men. Okay, they were 3 men. Okay, so this whole nonsense of these last days, people trying to make Jesus to be a woman and all this other crap is not of the Lord. The Lord is a man. The angels that were with him were men too. People ain't reading their Bibles. It don't make no sense. Don't be deceived. Don't let no man deceive you out there. Read it. Go buy one. They $10 at the dollar store. Ain't no excuse for you not to get a Bible. I got the Holy Bible. See that? King James Version right there. Okay? You can get one on Amazon. You can get one at the Dollar General store. They got them in there, large text with the red letters for $10. So you spend $10 on getting a Happy Meal. Spend $10 saving your life. Go get the book. Crack this book open and start reading it. Read it to your children. Don't be deceived. Don't listen to the people that want to sit there and try to reword the Bible and rewrite the word. Get the word. Read it for yourself so you can be saved, so you can be able to stand, give it all you can to stand in the last days. It made no sense. Lord, Paul said, I don't have you to be ignorant. Don't be ignorant all your life. Go get the Bible. Read it. Okay. Hey. People need to start reading the word. Now, and the men rose up from thence and looked towards Sodom. Sodom and Gomorrah, oh, that was a wicked place. Almost like the United States today. And all this lust of the flesh and men to men and women and all this other crap going on. That was the same stuff they doing in Sodom and Gomorrah. So it says, and the men rose up from thence and looked towards Sodom, and Abram went with them to bring them on their way. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abram that thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord. There you have it. The Lord said, I know Abraham. I know. See, the cats in Sodom and Gomorrah, we got to go deal with them. But shall I hide this, what I'm about to go do to the Sodom and Gomorrah from Abraham? But I know Abraham because I know he going to set it right. He gonna raise his children in the Lord. What? He said that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken of him. Father Abraham wasn't no punk. Father Abraham, he raised his children. He was there for his children. He raised them in the way of the Lord. Of course, back in those days, there wasn't no churches back then in the day. There wasn't no churches around. They had altars. There wasn't no churches, so that ain't no excuse. Even if you don't go to church, there ain't no excuse for you not to raise your children in the word of the Lord, in the way of the Lord. There ain't no excuse. Even Abraham, he ain't had no church to go to. He had an altar. He ain't had a Bible. He had faith. Come on now. You got to raise your children in the way of the Lord. Or he going to do your children and you just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. In other words. It says, and the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now to see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it. And Lord said, I gotta go down there and see if is it everybody that's wicked down there? Because y'all wickedness and reached up to heaven. I got to go find out what's going on. Surely there's some righteous remnant there. So don't be like the world. When you see the world going crazy like it is today, don't go running after the world. Because the world getting ready to burn, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't go running after the world. Be that remnant so the Lord can save you. Now, it says, and the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Well, Abraham, it wasn't like he was trying to question the Lord on his motives, but he was concerned. He said, I know it got to be some righteous people left. Please, please, don't kill the righteous with the wicked. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous, within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which I am but dust and ashes. He said, I ain't but dust and ashes. I'm trying to speak to the Lord because I don't want the remnant to get burnt with the wicked. I had to come before the Lord boldly and say, hey, don't destroy the righteous too. Spare them, please. And Abram answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. What are they? 45. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, peradventure. He said, think about it. There shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure should I be found there. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry again. I will speak yet but this once, one more time. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. Now see, why would he keep asking the Lord? Because he ain't know. He ain't know. First he said 50, because he said, man, it surely got to be at least 50 of them down there. And then he got to thinking, I don't even know. Because half of them 50, they ain't even serving the Lord daily. They ain't circumcised in their heart. They ain't even circumcised. Hold on. What if this is 45? Maybe 40. Maybe 20. Maybe 10. Like most of them, they claim to live right, but I don't know. They don't live right some of the time. he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Preadventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communion with Abraham. And Abraham returned unto his place. Ooh-wee. Abraham was, he said, man, shoot. All them 50 people I know, they might barely make it. They ain't but a remnant of 10. Well, at least get them 10 out of there. At least get my brother and them out of there at least. Hey, they had to do what they had to do. Genesis chapter 19. It talks about Lot entertains the 2 angels. And it says, verse 1, and there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. So he seen them coming. He went down there to meet them and bow down to them, to greet them. And he said, behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. And ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, nay. In other words, nah. But we will abide in the street all night. We just come to hit the street. We trying to see what all was, well, who wicked, who ain't. And he said, and he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around. They gathered around, all men, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. What you mean that they may know them? They wanted to sleep with the 2 men. This is how wicked they was. It says both old and young gathered around Lot's house, looking. Bring them 2 strangers in here, so we may know them. Yeah, they wanted to sleep with them. That's what know means. That we may know them means that we want to sleep with them 2. We want to sleep with them 2 men you got up in there. It sounds like this place here, right? Sounds like America, Europe, and everywhere else. All this gay pride mess going on. Both old and young. At that. The Lord said, when you return, it's going to be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot. Well, it is. This is what was going on in the days of Lot. They were sleeping with both. Men were sleeping with men and young men too. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Do not so wickedly. Don't try to know them in that manner. These angels of the Lord, you can't know them like that, brother. says, behold now, I have two daughters which have not known man. Now, if know them means that we want them to come out here so we can just talk to them. Then why would Lot go outside, shut the door behind them, and say, don't do so wickedly? I got two daughters. They ain't never known no man. Y'all don't want the two daughters? Wow. Wow. It says, behold, I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. He said, man, I got two daughters, they ain't know that, man. Y'all, you parlay with my daughters. All these men running around here, and they can't find a man. I'm letting you parlay with my daughters. Wow. Sound like America. Just like in the days of Lot. Hey, come on, Lord. You got to get rid of this wicked here. But this is why they so blind in America to all this stuff. That's why, just like Abram saying, even if there's 10, because even the 50 that he first mentioned, they done turned along with the wicked too. You got pastors sitting up there trying to You got pastors sitting there going on with this abomination. They're gonna be destroyed just like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why Abraham said, man, just maybe just 10 of them left. Be that remedy. It says, and behold, I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? So they was threatening to rape Lot. All these Negroes, all these men. They were threatening to rape Lot. And they pressed so upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. They were trying to break the door down. Wow, wickedness. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness. And the angel said, hold up. Made them all blind. They couldn't see jack squat. Both small and great, all of them were blind. So that they wearied themselves to find the door. They couldn't even find the door. They were blind with their wickedness. Sky high with their wickedness. They were so blind because they were so indulged in their abomination. They couldn't see. Just like they can't see today. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And you think it ain't today? And the Lord have sent us to destroy it. Hey, well, there you go. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. So they ain't want to listen. They like, we ain't going nowhere. What you talking about, old man? And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon his wife, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. So the angels, they grabbed him to the angels grabbed him by the hand and out of there, brought them up out of the city, and sat them somewhere far from it. Son-in-law and them, they weren't worried about, man, what you talking about? The Lord ain't about to destroy the city, you old fool. Just like when you try to tell black folks stuff today. They don't want to listen. They blinded. They can't see their own wickedness.